What up? What up? Munello1, what up, brother? Thanks for coming out. Appreciate ya. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I think everything should be fine here. Um, but, if there's any obvious issues, let's get them solved quickly so we can hop into some ranked. Or, I don't know, I think we'll start with the traditional standard event. How's that sound? Audio sounds good? Normal? Okay. Sweet. Howdy, folks. Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. Let's just hop right into it. I don't feel like we really need to wait around for anything. Got a couple people here already, so let's jump in. I'm gonna open this up to the audience real quick, starting out. I am intending to play a traditional standard event, which I've never done. It's kind of like an F&M style event on MTGA, I think. But I'm a little undecided between which decks I want to play. So Jund Deserts, pretty popular list on my YouTube channel here. A little updated lately, going into a couple Requiting Hex in the main, down on a couple Hired Claw. Not much else to say about this. It's solid, but I might think that the Golgari Holomark list is a little stronger and maybe a little better suited for the meta right now. No changes here lately. 24 lands, very straightforward. 4 ofs of everything, pretty much. And a pretty powerful plan. I think the ceiling on this list is a lot higher. So if anyone has any thoughts, any preferences, otherwise, I'm leaning toward the Holomark list for a traditional standard event. But if you'd really like to see Jund Deserts, I'm completely down with that too. So, I don't know. As long as the deck has Gear Hulk, well, we could run the green-white life gain list. I do love me the Gear Hulk. I did update this morning as well. I ended up going down a couple Bright Glass Gear Hulks and up a couple of Johnny's Pride Mate, like I mentioned in the video, just to lower the curve a bit. I'm not sure that it's 100% right. I just kept finding myself with hands with, like, too many 4-drops and not enough action early. And a Johnny's Pride Mate, not my favorite creature in the world, but helps you curve out a little better. I think first stream without Gear Hulk would be a missed opportunity. Yeah, that's a good point. But I kind of feel like I'm in my Vibrance era as of late. I don't know. Gear Hulk will always hold a special place in my heart. But as far as like cards I've been really obsessed with lately, Vibrance is holding the top spot for sure. Thank you, Denwa573. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, it's a really fun list. It's a really fun list. I still have fun playing it. It's definitely, of recent memory, like the most satisfying list to play. I don't know if you feel the same way. It doesn't do anything like inherently busted. It's very grindy. Whatever I'm gonna have the most fun with. Okay. PJB, appreciate you stopping by as well, brother. Yeah, let's hop into Let's go with my mind says Golgari Holomark, but my heart says Jund Deserts. Let's go with the Golgari Holomark list. I had a lot of fun playing that this morning. I won a few matches in a row. I'm feeling the most confident with this. So let's hit this one. It does some busted stuff. It's pretty unexpected. It's unique. Not a whole lot of people playing this on the ladder. I think it'll have a pretty good shot kind of into anything going on, especially with a bunch of people playing new cards from TMNT. I've also noticed that the efficacy of like damage-based removal has gotten a little worse with people playing cards like Super Shredder, making me more inclined to lean toward a deck with heavier black removal as of late. A lot of like spell elementals on the ladder as well, so that sort of damage-based removal plan isn't quite as good. Starting off on the play here. Okay, pretty solid opener. We have lands, we have interaction. I love a turn 1 intimidation tactics blind. Opponent is cooking something up. Gear Hulk Deserts, of course, says Mr. Lucky. Maybe someday. I kind of think we just take the Evangelist here. It's going to be the most annoying thing long term. I don't really mind if they get an early Siren going, and it feels like they can probably be stuck with an Abhorrent Oculus in hand for a little while. Chocobo. Pretty good draw here. Jam the Chocobo, pass it back to you. Anyone have experience with these events? Anyone know anything like how they match people against each other? Is it based on like your ladder MMR, or is it just random? Am I like, I would assume people are bringing pretty good decks to these events, but turn 1 intimidation tactics into pretty unknown quantity here. Perhaps leading me to believe otherwise. Off to a pretty strong start here. Doing kind of the classic mono green landfall thing. Chocobo into Earthbender Ascension. And they scoop it up. Okay, well, fair enough. Off to a good start. No idea how to sideboard really, other than pick your poison could be decent. Although with the Sanguine Evangelist's bats, probably less so. Maelstrom Pulse could be pretty good if they have like a board full of face down creatures. Feels completely random. Okay. Played. Hey, what up, Jay Sather? Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Let's bring in the Deadly Cover-Ups. They seem pretty creature heavy. A good answer to like an Abhorrent Oculus that's gotten out of control. I think the Intimidation tactics look pretty good here. Maybe we go down on some Requiting Hexes. Seems to be more of a 3-drop oriented build. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like Esper with the Orzhov Evoke Elemental. Scavenging Ooze seems pretty good here. And maybe we just do like 2 Deadly Cover-Up. Just as a sort of late game like emergency button. We are playing a traditional standard event with the Golgari Holomark Siege list. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring this to F&M today as well, so good to get some reps in. No green, Intimidation tactics, kind of close actually. I think Scooz is pretty good here. Opponent mulligans to 6. Could get punished here, but might as well just take the opportunity to mulligan as well. Not significantly better, but I will keep this. We just need 1 more land to hit our colors. I think we can skip out on an early Holomark here. Actually, let's skip out on the early Ice Till. We're pretty far away from that being relevant. Otter Jones, what up, brother? Appreciate you stopping by, dude. Thank you all so much for coming out. It means a lot to me that you decided to take some time out of your day to come hang out with me for this stream. Pleasantly surprised, really pleasantly surprised. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun making these videos. The community response, if you want to call it that, I don't know. I really appreciate like the kind words that all of you tend to have to say. I've gotten maybe like 1 or 2 fun hate comments. There's one I got the other day that they were straight up like, "You're a dope, dude." And I was like, "Yo, ban that guy immediately." It made me laugh, but it also made me a little sad. But 99.999% of the response has been very positive, so I'm going to be forever thankful for that. Earthbender Ascension off to a solid start here. Opponent probably not in black. I wonder if they're playing Azorius and they are playing the Orzhov Elemental, but they're just not intending to do the black payoff. It seems very expensive, but there aren't a whole lot of great effects in that like white zone to do that anyway. They're all 2 mana. I think Helping Hand is still in standard, but if you wanted an extra Helping Hand for 2 mana, I could see just playing the that elemental. Okay, Sanguine Evangelist. No real avenue to get this Ice Till online. I think here I want to prioritize the Intimidation tactics. And probably get the Scavenging Ooze. I guess we can decide afterward. Helping Hand, No More Lies, Split Up. Well, I'm not particularly afraid of any of this. I suppose we could go for, like, just get the Chocobo on the field. And then I'm not that dead to split up. That seems okay. The flyers are a little annoying here. Well, let's just do this. No new Turk cards in the deck. Call a Surprise Witness. Is that a new Turk card? Similar reanimation effect. Go ahead and block the Evangelist here. Trigger our landfall stuff. Draw a card off of our Holomark Siege. Huge for us. Feeling pretty ahead. Helping Hand, a little annoying. Would have maybe been nice to get the Scoos on board, but I kind of feel like they would have just ripped the split up at that point, you know? They don't go for the Helping Hand. They're just holding up No More Lies. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Seems pretty good against what I'm doing here. Well, I guess this is the opportunity to double spell, try to bait out the No More Lies, so we can start getting our Ice Tills on the field. They can go for the Helping Hand next turn, and it is good. It is pretty good. Not a whole lot we can do here. Murder's card. It's the one that, like, gives them a flying counter, maybe? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we don't have great answers to this outside of a board wipe at this point. Swing it in. I kind of feel like we just have to Bitter Triumph the Evangelist. It gives them another bat, but makes the best use of our mana and then keeps them off of the Anthem next turn. Quite a lot of damage stacking up. We can afford to discard one of these Ice Tills. Yeah, looking a little rough. Howdy, Greatbeard. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, folks. Welcome. In a traditional Standard event right now. Well, Scavenging Ooze seems like a pretty good draw. We can get the Scavenging Ooze online, keep them off of future Helping Hands, and start drawing cards with our Holomark Siege, fight back on life total a little bit. We don't have any lands in the graveyard. I'm just going to preemptively do this in case I hit a land drop as my draw this turn. Deadly Cover-Up. Okay, pretty good draw, actually. Nice way to reset everything here. We don't have double black, but we can get it if we Demolition Field their Temple of Enlightenment. Take a turn off. The life gain from the Scoos, the extra draws should help us fight through this a little bit. Down to one card in hand. It's a Plains. Taking some big swings, but without like a real Anthem effect. I think time is on our side. Requiting Hex is actually a pretty nice draw too. At the very least, it lets us like... So we can go ahead and exile this Ice Till. Helps us gain some life. Helps us trigger the Holomark Siege on their turn. Draw a Demolition Field. Hit our land drop. Bump up the Earthbender Ascension. Might as well hit them. They might decide to split up. Message from Greatbeard. Was going to comment on your last video, but didn't want to look negative. Is the volume on your videos low, or am I being daft? I watch your video while I work in a coffee shop. Other videos sound fine, but yours sounds a little quiet. Good question. I think I might agree with you that I generally trend quiet, but let's turn it over to the rest of the chatters. Do you have any opinions, guys? Is my audio generally a little low? Do you think I could bump it up? Because I can bump it up. I do watch my videos back occasionally, but I also, like, just watch it at home in a pretty quiet environment, so... Volume same for me, lower mic for me. Drawn to another Requiting Hex here. I think we have to go for the Demolition Field. I always turn this channel up. Okay. Feedback noted. We can do it a little live after this match. Take 1 minute to adjust my volume settings. Because that would be super helpful for me, actually. I don't know how you edit your videos, but DaVinci Resolve has a loudness preset for YouTube to auto-balance it out. Has been lower than normal the last few videos. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Grab a swamp here. Get another counter on the ooze. Doesn't super matter. We kind of have to wipe the board at this point. Go ahead and swing in. I don't think we can be cheeky and get a little exile here. Safest thing to do is just wipe the board. We can't collect evidence, unfortunately. And we don't die to a counterspell, thankfully. Let me try this real quick. Okay, I would assume I'm a little louder now. Been telling him his mic in general is low for years. Izzy, what up, brother? You don't know nothing, dude. Do I sound low? Thanks for stopping by, J Money. Appreciate you, dog. Okay. We're in a great position. We know they have a consult on top. We have Skoos in hand, only 2 green mana to work with. Demolition Field in the graveyard. Seems like a fine opportunity to get the Ice Till going. Counter on the Ice Till, redraw, mill over into a Fabled Passage. Huge hit. You're a little quiet, but louder now. Good adjustment. Thank you, Izzy. Love you, brother. Go ahead and hit the fetch. Grab a forest. I could wait on this. I probably should have waited on that fetch just to be able to redraw on their turn. Not a huge deal. I can just Requiting Hex their Siren for a redraw. Oh no, they dealt with my Hollow Merc Siege. I didn't even realize. R.I.P. Well, we're super ahead anyway. Shouldn't matter too much. Stream seems to get a bit choppy. Yeah, I'm not particularly surprised by that. I don't have the greatest computer in the world. And I'm kind of, not really joking here. Just sending it live. I did a little prep, but for the most part, I'm like, I don't, first stream, I don't think it has to be the most polished thing in the world. Work in progress. Wasn't really sure how many people would show up, so I figured I'd just kind of send it. Here we are. Let's go ahead and cycle this Intimidation Tactics. And they scoop it up. Great. Match 1 in the books. Kind of a weird deck. Azorius Helping Hand, I suppose you could call it. Not the worst start for us. Clean little 2-0. Let's hop into the next one. Everything ran smoothly there. But yeah, as far as audio settings go, I would assume this sounds a little better, a little louder. I could also speak directly into the microphone, but I have a feeling people wouldn't like that so much. Gregor V, match number 2. Gregor V. I mean, pretty perfect opener. Do I have my deck for Nationals built yet? Do I have my deck for the RC built? No, I don't. The problem is, Josh, So the way Magic works is I've qualified for an event that is in May, and by then, at the time of qualification, 2 more sets are coming out, right? So a new set just dropped, and then another set will drop before the event itself. So I don't have a deck yet. I have an idea of what I might play, but with the way new cards influence the metagame, other people's deck decisions, etc., I think I'm just gonna skip on the scoozes here. Being an Orzhov or Esper like bounce deck, they're probably going to be pretty prepared to deal with my cheaper creatures with like nowhere to run and whatnot. I think I'd rather just play toward this Earthbender Ascension Ice Till idea. Storm Chaser's Talent to the field. Go for the Ascension here. No more lies. A little annoying. Becoming a pretty low resource game, but Ice Till's pretty great in a low resource game as long as they don't have an immediate answer to it. They level up the Storm Chaser's Talent, hit a No More Lies, tapped out for this Ice Till though. Gonna hit him where it hurts here. Should be able to generate enough mana to play around No More Lies for the rest of the game. I think I'm fine with just leaving the Fabled Passage there. No need to commit to milling quite yet. Momentum Breaker, pretty good answer here. Let's go for a mill. Bossing Say, not the worst draw. They are at 14. They've hurt themselves quite a lot. They've shocked themselves 3 times. Another Fabled Passage in the graveyard, that's fine. I want to open up the conversation, by the way, about FNM tonight. Do people here regularly go to standard FNM? Do you regularly go play Magic in paper? Are you mostly online? I personally am planning on going to FNM tonight. I love to go every week if I can. I didn't go last week because it was TMNT pre-release. I was considering not going tonight because often the day after or the week after pre-release, my shop hosts the recent released set as a draft. But I think they might run a standard event tonight. I'm not entirely positive. What up, Turd Gobbler? It is Jun Desert's guy. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. I kind of think the Bossing Say is just going to stay winning here. Momentum Breaker. So I'm going to FNM tonight. I'm going to bring this list to FNM. Hopefully it fires. Hopefully it's not draft. But if it is draft, I'm going to suck it up and I'll play the Turtles. They do have Momentum Breakers to sacrifice, so while we are winning the race, ultimately, we're scaling pretty nicely here. They're going to buy themselves a little time, and if they hit something like a bounce off, or sorry, a Boomerang Basics, they're going to be feeling pretty good, I think. Jay Sather says, I would go to FNM every week if I could, but I have an agreement with my wife that I would go every other week. Yeah, every other week sometimes is where I end up as well. Sometimes you're just busy, you know, adult lives. It's not realistic to have like a 3-hour commitment on a Friday night, no less. Perfect time for, you know, a couple to be off of work and hang out together. Don't play in paper, not since I was a lad. A bit tempted, though, says Otter Jones. Not since you are a wee lad, mate. Requiting Hex should be a pretty good draw here. Let's keep up this idea. I probably should have gone for the Hex first to play around the No More Lies. Not a huge deal. Let's just stay swinging in here, playing to cycle the intimidation tactics. They block with a Pixie. That's fine. Land comes back. Just pass. Was looking forward to this. Appreciate you, Turd Gobbler. Oh no. Well, they did find a Boomerang Basics. They decided to bounce their Momentum Breaker. I'm really surprised they're not opting to go for the Storm Chasers talent here. I realize that they're pretty low, but long term, bouncing the Storm Chasers talent probably a little better. Makes another Otter. All of my lands are bye-bye. Would you, IZ22 says, would you play if you had to put money on the line? Would I play if I had to put money on the line? Could you elaborate on that? Because at a normal F&M, there's a $5 entry, and, you know, you enter to play for prizes. This is my IRL buddy, for those that don't know. He doesn't know anything about Magic. He's an innocent little bystander in this. He's just here to hang out. Appreciate you stopping by. Jay Sather says, I know you usually play Standard. Have you seen the community-created format of Planar Standard? No UB sets and 2-year rotating format plus Foundations. I played it yesterday for the first time. With that said, I ended up building 5 decks for the format yesterday. You know what? I did see that. There was an extensive... There's been a lot of, like, chatter on Reddit about it. It seems very interesting. I would definitely be down to try it. My local shop is pretty good at running events if people are there to play it, no matter what, you know? Could be anything. They're hosting, like, Pre-Modern tomorrow, I know. No more lies on the Saz's Chocobo. Trying to put otters on the board. Makes another otter. Pretty happy to pay for this. The only way I get got here is if they have another No More Lies in hand. And they get to counter my Ice Till. Kind of feels like they have another No More Lies in hand. I think I'm just going to wait. I'm going to fire up the Bossing Say here. And I think I'm just going to hold this back as a blocker. $1,300 in the Discord for the format. As of this morning, the LFG thread is pretty active, so it's pretty easy to find matches. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in checking it out. I can't say that there are really any universes beyond cards that I hold near and dear to my heart outside of the Final Fantasy set. I would be kind of sad to lose out on access to a lot of the Final Fantasy cards, I think. I wonder if the sentiment on that is generally the same. Because as far as UB goes, I find Final Fantasy to be the least intrusive. Definitely more a mid-rangey format, probably turn 5-6, even with Badgermole Cub and Ouroboros in the format. No, I guess Badgermole Cub is UB, isn't it? Yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, we managed to win there. Gonna bring in Duresses, gonna cut the Intimidation Tactics. I feel like Vivian Reed could be pretty decent here in a long-term sort of grindy match. Pick Your Poison. Pick Your Poison is a little loose. It's pretty likely that they'll have a mishmash of artifacts and enchantments on the field. I kind of feel like Maelstrom Pulse could go the distance here, though. A good, cheap way to answer a board full of otters early. We don't have to commit to the Deadly Cover-Up at 5 mana. And then we go down... Maybe down a couple Bitter Triumphs. I could see a world where they bring in, like, Kaitos or something like that, so I think having a couple in the list is okay. No Leyline Weaver either. Okay. Plus you lose everything before Aether Drift. That would be sad. That would be sad. Although, I have been thinking about... Okay, well, this is a great hand. I have been thinking about the world post-rotation. I know we have another year with, like, OTJ and Duskborn and all that, but there are a lot of great cards that are still in Standard. I find... I personally like Aether Drift as a set. A lot of cool cards there sticking around. Tarkir Dragonstorm, of course. I mean, let's not forget Edge of Eternity's awesome set. I think I'm going to go for the Esper Origins here to try to set up a future land drop. Requiting Hex. Requiting Hex does deal with a Pixie. It's probably best not to greed. Just keep that on top to slow down the game. I can hit my land drop next turn and then start going for these Earthbender Ascensions at the very least. Turd Gobbler, Eric, dude, do you ever play Doppelgang? Dude, I'm totally like a Doppelgang guy, for sure. I've never cast the card once, I think. I look at it and I'm like, I kind of feel like it's in a league of its own as far as the kind of deck that you can make with it. It seems very, you're either the Doppelgang guy or you're just on the outside window looking in. I don't know. I feel like in my heart I could be a Doppelgang guy, but at the same time, those sort of like really big idea ramp decks where you're trying to draw out the game to have like 11 mana on the field and then I don't know. The card looks fun, I guess is what I would say, but has anyone ever had serious success with it? That's the other kind of question in my mind. I like meme cards, like Faded Firepower. I mentioned in a comment the other day that I thought it was a really great Timmy card because not only is it big and dumb and powerful, but it's got flash, which solves a lot of the problems that Timmy cards have, so you can actually do like somewhat competitive things with it. Doppelgang is like, I don't know, I feel like it must hurt so bad inside your soul anytime you tap out for a Doppelgang and they just like spell pierce it. You know what I mean? You're very charming. Wow. Buy me dinner first, Turd Gobbler. Appreciate you, dog. Restless Cottage, a board full of 1/1s. You could use a Maelstrom Pulse here. Let's play the Restless Cottage. Let's Earthbend the Restless Cottage. I kind of feel like this is maybe the only way we fight back into this game, is open up our mana and start like casting these Esper Origins maybe. Feeling pretty far behind, especially if they manage to like single or double spell here. Yeah, there's a Boomerang Basics. Jay Sather says, I think EOE and Tarkir Dragonstorm are represented well in the decks I played against yesterday. Teamer Harmonizer combo is still alive and well in the format as well. True. Yeah, I mean... Oh, I'm dead. Okay, great. Well, moving to game 3. On the play this time. Gotta be a little more concerned about the potential otter starts here. Think about mulliganing for duress, maybe. Maybe we think about Deadly Cover-Up, at the very least, just to, have an out to those kinds of situations. We were kind of behind on lands. Let's just run it back. I feel pretty confident about this list into this matchup generally. As long as we have some, like an early duress would be good, or an early answer to Quieting Hex, or we can guarantee to hit our land drops turns 1 through 4. I think those are the kind of 2 checks here. Yeah, like this is a great hand. Early answer to a Pixie or Otter. We have a stop, like an emergency way to shut down like big dumb Otter boards, and then Esper Origins, guaranteed card advantage here in the future. Pretty perfect. Ooh, and a Hollowmark Siege. Okay, well I'm just gonna go for this first. Don't choke. What up, Matt? Appreciate you stopping by, brother. I'm here until I see a Ninja Turtle. Well, no Ninja Turtles in this list, so you'll be here for a moment. I don't think our opponent is playing any Ninja Turtles either. Double Otter on the field. Could just go for a Maelstrom Pulse here. It's kind of like the safest thing to do, right? Maelstrom Pulse. I feel pretty good about this. Clean little answer. Slow down their game plan quite a lot. Gives us options next turn. Cast the Esper Origins and then Fabled Passage. I mean, this is does this count, Matt? There's your Ninja Turtle right there, brother. Another Hollowmark Siege. Let's go ahead and fetch. And then we'll go for this Esper Origins. Ooh, we get to mill an Esper Origins into the graveyard. I think we'll skip on third Hollowmark Siege. Stream keeps going until the legendary Ninja Turtle gets played. Well, I have a feeling we will see a legendary Ninja Turtle at some point. I think I'm going to go for... Is it kind of crazy to go for extra Hollowmark Siege here? It's probably fine, right? And then if they have interaction for my Esper Origins next turn, they kind of have to hold it up. They're committed to holding it up at that point. This could be a Kaito, but I think I'm fine with Kaito right now, unless they hold up a Spell Snare. Because if it's Kaito plus Spell Snare, I think I'm absolutely fucked. No. Okay. Dream Beaver's back on the board. Worst scenario dodged. Now let's see if we can hold on for dear life. Go for the Esper Origins. Earthbender Ascension, Ice Till. I think we can say yes to both of these. Let's show the Earthbender Ascension. Draw 3 cards. Gain 2 life. Another land. Well, we have to go for the Fabled Passage here if we want to open up this Requiting Hex. And I think I'm just going to do it on their turn. Even if they can interact with it, I don't think it's a huge deal. They can't keep me from blighting one. So I'll guaranteed get a card draw unless they... I think I guaranteed get the card draw here no matter what. Let's kill off the Otter. The Dream Beavers is on the field. I don't think I'm that scared of it anymore. This could be wrong. Blight 1. Guaranteed get the draws here. You got a Discord, Turd Gobbler says. I don't got a Discord. Nowhere to run on the Esper-Modoin. I don't know what I would do with a Discord. Do people want that? I have a YouTube comment section. Matt says, I won't count it. Only a legit creature typed Ninja Turtle that doesn't have Changeling. Very picky. Very particular. Draw a couple extra cards. We are in this yet. Gotta find an answer to Kaito. But fortunately, we do have at least 2 Bitter Triumphs left in the list and a Maelstrom Pulse. What are you going to play at F&M tonight? This list, Desert's Push the Limit Vehicle Reanimator. I don't have the cards in paper for Push the Limit Vehicle Reanimator, unfortunately. Never got around to building that in paper, but I did play that quite a lot online. What can we go for here? Kill the Dream Beavers. Earthbender Ascension. Earthbender Ascension sooner than later makes sense to me. I could also try to go for an Esper Origins. How many creatures in the graveyard? 1 creature in the graveyard. Could be more. Kind of a tricky spot here. I think I'd really like to get the Esper Origins online, but the sooner I get the Earthbender Ascension online, the better. I can Earthbender Ascension and Scavenging Ooze. They have a No More Lies. That's a little annoying. Okay. Play a Demo Field, play a Scooze, and then we can Requiting Hex one of the Beavers. On their upkeep, gain a little life. I think I like that line. I guess I could just do it now. I don't think it super matters when I do this. Draw some more cards. What if we want to spam decks for you to play? I guess you could leave a YouTube comment. I don't know. If there's enough interest, I'll make a Discord. How about that? If there's enough interest, I'll make a Discord. I've slowly been ordering the cards for Bant Super Friends. Maybe in an F&M or 2, I could run it in paper. Hell yeah, Jay Sather. Let's go, dude. Definitely a fun F&M list for sure. Didn't look the most competitive in the video that I made for it, but you've been playing it longer, I think, so I won't definitively say that it's not a competitive list. Another Nowhere to Run seems like a good window for Esper Origins here. Let's go ahead and make our land drop first, I think. I could also just go for an Ice Till. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. Get up to Ice Till mana. And I have a Fabled Passage in the graveyard. Yeah, let's go for the Demolition Field first to play around No More Lies. Double tap the Demolition Fields. I also just have a Bitter Triumph here. Yeah, I could just Bitter Triumph the Kaito. That's actually probably way better. Let's go for the Esper Origins first, because I'd rather resolve this. Keep the Scavenging Ooze on top. Draw 3 cards off of Esper Origins. I don't know. It's crazy every time, right? 1 Holomark Siege is good, but 2 is just like, yeah, I'm just drawing like 3 cards on my turn every turn, and maybe on your turn too. It's pretty nuts. Drew an Esper Origins to discard. Let's just discard the hand size and go for the Bitter Triumph on... Oh no, I can't go for it on their turn because of the Hexproof. Just go for it now. They could have a No More Lies, but hopefully we get the Kaito out of our lives here. Oh no, they don't have white mana. Great. Kaito down. We're at a pretty healthy life total. Drawing a lot of cards every turn. Threatening to start going off with the Skoos here. Quite a lot of fodder in the graveyard. Only 1 on our end, but a couple beavers on their end. Flyer damage is adding up a little bit. Might as well go for the Ice Tail at this point. Surprisingly impressed by Oko after everyone was low on him during spoiler season. I don't know. I'm kind of an Oko hater, Matt. Kind of an Oko hater. Maybe a decent sideboard card in slower matchups, but the meta is just not slow right now. Munello, seems kind of hard to find an answer for the Kaito. Dealt with. Done and dusted. Done and dusted. Definitely throw a bunch of deck ideas your way if you had a Discord. Okay. Well, perhaps that is enough interest. Perhaps that is enough interest. Let's go for... Let's just get a Restless Cottage on the field. And then cast this Esper Origins here. Hope to dodge another No More Lies. Try to gain some life, draw some more cards. Dodging No More Lies. Mill a couple swamps. 26 cards left in the list. Earthbender Ascension. Let's go. Another Earthbender Ascension. Yeah, feeling pretty good. Discard a card. I think we can afford to discard a Restless Cottage here. UI is getting a little messy. Only 3 damage in the air this turn. Starting to go a little crazy with their Boomerang basic situation. It would be nice to find an answer for these flyers. I'm already through 2 Requiting Hexes. Let's sacrifice the Ice Till here. I think I'm better off with extra mana next turn. From the Esper Amadoin, plus a guaranteed draw. Maybe that's wrong. Sunpearl Kirin. Yeah, it looks like it probably doesn't super matter anyway. But I think having more immediate access to mana and immediate draw makes sense to me. 22 cards left in the deck. There's a Maelstrom Pulse. Could just deal with the Storm Chaser's talents now. That's probably pretty good. But I need an avenue to gain life. I guess what I could do is get a Scavenging Ooze on the field, and that pretty much effectively neuters the Storm Chaser's talent, gives me some life. Could just start going crazy with these Earthbender Ascensions. I think that's step 1 out of all of this. So let's cast... We want to hold on to our green mana best we can here. I think I'm probably running low on basics in the deck. Okay, decent number of basics left. Earthbender Ascension number 1. Earthbender Ascension number 2. This gives us an avenue to actually winning the game. Let's just go in on 1 here. Let's get our Scavenging Ooze on the field. Gain a couple life. exile a couple creatures here to play around No More Lies. Or sorry, Nowhere to Run. I think doing this preemptively is just a little safer. And then we could also... Yeah, I guess we just hit them. We might actually be in a position where if we fire up both of our Restless Cottages next turn for the Esper Modwin Anthem, they could just die? Question mark? It's going to be pretty close. Matt says, have you considered streaming Fire Emblem instead of this MTGA crap? I've heard it is a very lucrative gig. Who did you hear that from? Johnny Heilman? Animating demo field for land destruction recursion is nice. That's right, dude. It does come up quite a lot, actually. Double Nowhere to Run on the Scoos. That's actually pretty okay with us here. Make them choose their targets. Let's go for extra life and a redraw here. Double draw off the Hollowmark Siege. I'm pretty sure they're toast. Bounce their Momentum Breaker. They are absolutely toast. Dream Beavers, who cares? Okay, yeah, they're dead. There's like no way they're not dead, right? Double animate, and they're swinging out. Okay, upkeep stop. We go to 1. Wow, it was that close, huh? Crazy, man. Animate this. Animate this. It was that close, huh? Trample on the boys. Duress in hand. I think I probably have. I mean, this doesn't matter, right? But I think I have a basic left. Go ahead and swing out. And they scoop it up. Weird game. Yeah, managed to fend off a lot of early aggression there. Got a nice little 2-0 start on this traditional standard event. Never done one of these before. I mean, some interesting lists so far. Testing out some new Ninja Turtle cards. I've played against like updated Dimir lists quite a lot on the ladder already. And Super Shredder can get really out of hand really quickly. I'm not sold on Dream Beavers necessarily. It seems decent. But Super Shredder, maybe a little greedy of a card because it's like a 2-mana 1/1. But the way it scales is kind of crazy. It's really fucked up how Super Shredder says, like, just straight up permanent, you know? Your creature's dying, their creature's getting ninjutsu'd, their maps being popped, fetch lands. Pretty sick match, yeah. I managed to pull it out. I wasn't feeling super confident there in Game 3, but managed to fight through everything. Just got 1,000,000 lands on the field, and if we've learned anything from this list, or Jund Deserts, or Mono Green Landfall, once you have 1,000,000 lands on the field, like, it gets just that much easier to close out games, especially with man lands and all of that. Of course, he always had it. Never didn't have it. You're looking at the back-to-back RCQ champ, the Eric MTG. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, brother. Biggest problem with Super Shredder is that it dies to all the hate that is already in the meta because of Badger Mole. Yeah, I agree. If you tap out for it on turn 2, like, you're gonna get shocked, right? But it does scale like crazy, has innate menace. If you don't answer it, go crazy, you know what I mean? Or if it doesn't get answered, you get to go crazy. I was looking through the Mythic Spoiler today at the Ninja Turtle cards, and it reaffirmed there's really not a whole lot in there for me. I have been impressed by, like I said, Super Shredder, some of the Dimir tech. But I'm reading through the green cards, I'm reading through the white cards. It's all a little loose, isn't it? I don't know. I saw the is it Raph and Leonardo? The Boros 3-drop 2/4. When it attacks, untap 1 or 2 target creatures, they get you get another combat phase. That card in a vacuum seems pretty strong. In a vacuum, that seems pretty strong. But in the context of like Seer being in the format and a pretty popular card, maybe not. But Reddit says Super Shredder sucks. It dies to Doomblade. Yeah, I 100% agree to that argument. But with the prevalence of damage-based removal in the format, it kind of forces you to... Like, there are avenues to play a Super Shredder while your opponent's kind of tapped out and buff it past that damage-based removal, right? If he just, like, turn 1, Spyglass Siren, turn 2, wait, and then turn 3, Super Shredder, crack a map on it, you're pretty likely to outgrow Shock at that point, right? And then from there, it's like, okay, answer this now or it will close out the game. On the other hand, dies to Requiting Hex, which is why I'm on this list right now, partly, and why I've, in Jund Deserts, added a couple more Requiting Hexes to the main. Savannah Lions, my friend. Savannah Lions. Savannah Lions, my friend. No. One alone is fearsome. One among many is unstoppable. Hold on. No, hold on. It's not Savannah Lions. I do have a framed Jungle Lions here. Jungle Lion can't intercept. Not Savannah Lions, but still fun to see the cat. I mean, I should kill it, but let's just greed. I'm not scared. Giant growth. Coffee beans. No. What is going on? What is going on? Helpful Hunter. Now that I can respect. But what's up with the giant growth? I hope I lose to this. I hope I get my ass beat in, dude. Let's go for another Holomerk Siege. Let's kill the Savannah Lions here. And then we can just bury our opponent in card advantage. 2-mana White Leonardo looked pretty okay. Yeah, I agree. The life gain one. The little Aerith. Yeah, I agree. Starcage Pinnacle stocks are going way up. That may be true. There are a lot of, like, 2-mana creatures that you just gotta answer right now. I think I'm gonna go for the Restless Cottage idea here on the Earthbender Ascension to start generating foods and fighting back that way on life total. Draw 2 cards, make a 2/2. Find a basic. A lot of nice little effects stacking up there. Let's leave the creature to exile with future Scavenging Oozes. Killing a Savannah Lions with a removal spell in 2026 is wild. Agreed. I mean, I've tried to make Good Fortune Unicorn. Oh, coffee beans. No. I've tried to make cats work, and there are some good cat builds, but I don't think Savannah Lions is it. I mean, good is a relative term, but as far as cats go. Well, let's just go ahead and kill the Good Fortune Unicorn. I probably should have done this a little differently. No, this is probably okay. Play the Ice Till. We can get this going. If I wait, I can fetch on their turn to double draw, but they could have a protection spell, ostensibly. I think it'll be okay. Let's go ahead and swing. I can just submit 0 here. Make a food. Go for a fetch on their upkeep. Grab a Swamp. Counter on the Ice Till. Nice little blocker here. Double draw. Busted. It's kind of busted, y'all. Has anyone built this list out of curiosity? I feel like this is one of the more competitive lists I've come up with. It plays a lot of known quantities for sure. Like Ice Till, Chocobo stuff, Earthbender Ascension. That's all kind of known quantities, right? I guess I could just die to a dumb flying like double giant growth Marshall here or almost die. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. Constructed. I do like some of the sneak cards. We could see an updated Orzhov list. Agreed. When it comes to green or white, I thought the 2-mana white Leonardo. Yup. Assume the deck is just trying to play Arabo or something, but man, it's just not good. Oh, and Regal Caracal. Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna be playing cats, I personally would want to be in blue because you get Enduring Curiosity, which is just the best. It's just the best individual cat, right? And then build around that. Go from there. Play Arabo, do a little go wide thing, play your Helpful Hunters, and play more of a mid-range interactive style rather than aggro. I feel like the aggro cards are just so outdated for this list. Hit a fetch, ruin my opponent's day, gain 1,000,000 life. I mean, there's not really much else to be said here, right? I think we are far and away ahead. Able to recoup quite a lot of life here with our foods. Little Chocobo on the field. Bant cats, interesting. Bant could be a flavor. What do you get in green? Are there good cats in green? Take some game actions here. Let's start killing their stuff so they can't react to this. Discard an Esper Origins. Discard a land. They might just scoop to this. Leave the green mana up. I guess it doesn't super matter. And they scoop it up. Great. Kutzel, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Kutzel. 3 mana, doesn't really do anything. You just get to play Voice of Victory instead, right? If you want that effect. Tiger Seal is also a surprisingly powerful cat. Yes, it's weird. Yes, that is another reason to be in blue, right? It's hard to enable it with the cat theme because you get Helpful Hunter. I guess you could also play Quantum Riddler to help enable like the turn 2 draw idea. Yeah, I'm not sold on the green idea there, but blue, I don't see why not. Let's leave in the intimidation tactics, bring in the Maelstrom Pulse, bring in the deadly cover-ups, I guess. Yeah, bring in a couple. I don't know. More aggressive decks, deadly cover-up gets a little worse, but cats inherently kind of have to just play like all in on the board. So I think deadly cover-up is a certified win here. We can go down a couple Hollowmurk Sieges. Go down a couple Ice Tills. Just win with our Esper Origins, basically. Skoos is great. Go down a couple Earthbender Ascensions. Right, like that. Sphinxes are cats, right? Well, yes. It would be nice if Quantum Riddler was a cat, though. Imagine how solid, like, those synergies would be with Arabo. You, like, Arabo and then warp in a Riddler for a cat and a card. That's not bad. I think mono white cats with airbending nonsense is my cat deck. Ha. Yeah. I mean, why mess with the classics, right? Mono white gives you a lot of good options too. There's that like big affinity for Cats Anthem, which is not bad for that style if you're going to be all in. But with Hollowed Fountain now in the format and like just really good mana all around for all the color combinations, I don't think there's really much of a reason not to be in blue. Black-white Zahar cats with 9 lives familiar and blood artist effects. Alright, now we're just memeing. I could Saz's Chocobo here. I think it's probably better to just go for the Esper Origins. Maelstrom Pulse, we'll leave that on top. I think I want the Skoos too. Yeah, sure. Take it all. I remember the brief but cool use of Tiger Seal in Lessons. Yeah, Tiger Seal had its moment. People were trying it with like, it was called Is It Looting, right, is what people were calling it. Wary Thespian. That is a 2-mana 3/2. That is a 2-mana 3/2. Go for a forest here to hold up this Bitter Triumph. I might just send the Chocobo to death here. Good Fortune Unicorn. Still don't really understand this one. Come on, you gotta attack. Okay. Go for a trade. I mean, I guess Saz's Chocobo does eventually outgrow everything that they're doing, but I think being able to, like, prevent some early damage here, just get going with our Ice Tail, I think I'm okay with all of that. Play into this eventual deadly cover-up. Just kind of outscale them. Do the thing. Mill a card. Overgrown Tomb. Pass it back to ya. Kin Binding is pretty nice top end, even though it's for Kithkin, not cats. It works with any token spammers. Yeah, I'm someday I will try a Kin Binding Voice of Victory idea, because that seems pretty strong. Question mark. I don't know. Seems decent. It's kind of got the benefit of, like, it's a great finisher card for those strategies, but also it's relatively grindy. Just an enchantment that makes a 1/1 every turn. Has its uses. There's our God King. Arabo the First Fang. I do like the card. Saz's Chocobo. Well, now we can just kind of contest them on board. And clean up their tokens with a Maelstrom Pulse in the future. So I think I'm just going to go for the... Start cracking these Fabled Passages, make a big Chocobo, and then play an Esper Origins here. I still should just end the game, probably. Agreed. Just bury them in advantage, you know? Hit every land drop for the rest of the game, and just mill into Esper Origins, which they just can't beat Esper Origins. You know what I mean? 4/4, gains life. Big enough body. And then we have a deadly cover-up if things do go awry, but it's hard to imagine that happening. Let's go for a mill again, and then into the Esper Origins here. He's an avatar, not a god? Well, what's a god to a non-believer, you know? Intimidation tactics. Sure. I could also skip on both of these and try to luck into something better. Land in hand doesn't matter that much right now with the Ice Tail on the field. Let's go for this. Double mill, see if we can hit like a Hollowmurk Siege or something. Another intimidation tactics. Okay. Let's just commit the Scoos to the board too. All in. Voice of Victory, Cosmic Rain Zenith, my take on it, Elspeth, Sky Knight, Squire, etc. Damn, the Eric MTG is edgy. Yeah, dude, total edgelord. Vanishing Light on my Saz's Chocobo. I'll take it. Well, folks, I think we're going to be 3-0, but can't say I feel too good about it. It's been a while since I played against cats on the ladder. Kind of surprised to see it here in the traditional standard event. Intimidation tactics, add double green. I mean, just keep it rolling with these Esper Origins, I suppose. Yeah, we'll take another Saz's Chocobo. And then I think I can set up like a big Alpha Strike next turn. Just Maelstrom Pulse, and they scoop it up. Thank you. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. 3-0. Would be nice to get a little sweep here. Weird matches so far. I don't know what I didn't really have any expectations for what this queue would be like, but I didn't expect cats. I did not expect cats. On to the next one. Keep it rolling here. Tried Tiger Seal with vehicles for the free crew, but it's not fast enough in today's standard. That is an interesting idea. It's got a pretty big body for cheap. I wish they made Saddle instant speed. I don't really know why they didn't. I think this is a pretty good hand. I don't know why they didn't make Saddle instant speed when crew is. I guess there are maybe some situations where that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I don't really get it. Turn 1 Gran. Let's go for the Hex here. Keep them from accruing free value. Intimidation tactics might snipe a monument. What is the best thing that the seal could crew? Because for my money, World Wagon is the best like vehicle. Double land, yeah. I mean, not gonna complain about that too much. Keep a swamp on top. Beating up on this new player. Cats were not the right meta call. Agreed. There's the monument. A little annoying. I wonder if we can hit a second monument here. Might as well rip this. Cool but rude, plus monument on the field. Whiff on the intimidation tactics. Fair enough. Go for a Holomerk Siege. Good to have the information of what's in their hand, though. We're not super lined up well for this matchup, game 1. A lot of non-creature permanents. But we have some good stuff in the sideboard here. A bunch of Duresses. A good amount of, I think, a full playset of Pick Your Poison. Maelstrom Pulse, pretty good here as well. They level up the cool but rude after casting and abandon attachments. Interesting. Cast this Esper Origins. Let us... We could just throw both of these in the graveyard. Because we have the Ice Till. It's probably better to guaranteed hit something. In case Ice Till gets countered, I suppose. Cool but rude. The set is miserable. It makes sense if you're a Turtlehead, dude. I swear it makes sense if you don't know the turtles. Maybe it doesn't make sense. Raphael or whoever this is has his classic pizza attack, taking out a ninja with a big pizza throw. Dude, don't even. Maybe some elements of Magic the Gathering just aren't for you, dude. Cool but rude. Level 3. Someone does machines, someone's cool but rude, and then there are the other turtles or whatever. This class becomes level 3. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random. Interesting. Level up the Esper Moduin. Draw a card off the Holomerk Siege. We get to get a Chocobo going. We get to get an Ice Till going. Let's hit our first land drop here. It looks like we're actually clear for takeoff. Gain a bunch of life. Should be pretty good for us. I mean, they have a crazy setup, right? But they're also really not dealing with our board here. They might block this. I would imagine they block this. They don't block it. Kind of huge. We get to hold the Requiting Hex to draw on their turn, gain a little extra life. I'm going to hold it for a Gran. And then if they don't play a Gran, I'll just kill the Otter end of turn. Combustion Technique on the Ice Till. Cool but rude. They delivered on that promise. Discard a mountain. They're doing the thing. I think all the classes are in the intro song, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the case. A million triggers. Not going to narrate all this. They're doing the thing. Oh, great. I get to play against Lessons, but they have even more triggers to put on the stack. Yay. Boomerang basics on Storm Chaser's talent. Drawing and discarding, and drawing and discarding, and drawing and discarding. I think I'll draw, and then maybe I'll discard. Haven't really thought that far ahead, but drawing and discarding seems like the way to go. I'm going to take this opportunity to Requiting Hex the Otter here. I don't foresee a Grand at this point. Go for this. Down to 13. I don't know if I can win this. I don't know if I can win this. I don't think I want to fire up the Restless Cottage here. 5 lessons in the graveyard. Earthbender Ascension, okay. I think I might have to hold up Bitter Triumph for the Otter. Unfortunately. Go for Esper Origins. I want to swing. Hold up Bitter Triumph for the Otter. Another Chocobo is actually a great hit here. We'll skip on the Bossing Say. It's certainly tight. Play an extra Chocobo. They could quench this. Hit our land drop here, and then swing in for 5. Abandon attachments. I almost wonder if I respond to this. Well, this is game 1 too, and we're very much angled for creature decks game 1. Full playset of Intimidation Tactics, full playset of Requiting Hex, full playset of Bitter Triumph, right? A lot better answers in the sideboard, becomes much more manageable. But there could be a way we win this. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they just get to, like, combo off next turn and almost guaranteed kill me. Yeah, I'm certainly dead, right? Okay, I'm certainly dead. On to game 2. Tough stuff, game 1. Bring in the Pick Your Poisons, bring in the Duresses, bring in the Maelstrom Pulses, Vivian Reed. Go down the Tactics. Go down the... Well... I think it's safe to keep a couple Bitter Triumphs in for Ralzeric. Not Ralzeric, but Otter Ral. Couple Requiting Hexes are fine too. Not fantastic. Skoo's kind of an all-star here. Ice Till is good. Go down to Ice Till, go down in Earthbenders. Go down in Esper Origins. Try it like that. You think, is it Lessons is still the #1 deck, Jay Sather? I don't know. Mono White has been having a resurgence. A lot of challenge wins and consistently 5-0ing in the leagues. I'm going to keep this. No Black Source, but turn 1 Chocobo, turn 2 Esper Origins. Pretty decent mana otherwise. Also, Mono Green Landfall. Although, I think people are very prepared for Mono Green Landfall now. Fabled Passage. Let's just go... Yeah, let's go for the Fabled Passage here. Looks like this is free and clear, so I'm gonna jam. They won't be able to Combustion Technique this next turn. Well, I mean, if they don't find an answer for this quick, this could definitely get out of hand. Still been the #1 deck according to them. Yeah, I mean it is everywhere, that's for sure. That is for sure. Main phase, Accumulate Wisdom. Folks, kind of feeling pretty good here. I'm just gonna take a turn off and play the Scavenging Ooze. Well, actually, probably better to just arrest them first. Hit the Monument, and then they can't beat my Chocobo. If I take the Accumulate Wisdom, they can kill my Chocobo. And then I can start slurping up their We'll draw into a pick your poison, surveil a swamp into the yard for Ice Till later. Yeah, and then I can just start slurping up their lessons with the Skoos. 5-color pizza deck in Eric's future. Who, me? What would that even look like? What would that even look like? Is there a reason to do that? I have, once again, not looked super closely at the cards in Standard, but from TMNT, but is there a reason, like, is there a pizza tribal? I think we just get the Skoos involved here. It's going to eat a combustion technique. There's not really any way to play around that. But it shuts down Gran as a draw. It shuts down future Accumulate Wisdoms. So it does just die. Maybe I go for an Esper Origins. So I play Skoos. I eat 2 lessons. They have a combustion technique for 3 and then a combustion technique for 4. So we're kind of back where we started. I kind of feel like I might as well go Esper Origins first. Set up my future draws here. Holomerk Siege is pretty good. Are there any creatures? No. But I could surveil this Ice Till into the graveyard and then have a creature to eat with the Skoos to redraw. There's a colorless pizza with some sort of Wooburg payoff. Okay. I'll have to look into it. I do like the idea of a food deck. Oh, Duress is a really good draw for us here. Yeah, I think we just go for the Duress. Then we don't have to get too cute. Slag Storm. All right. Take the combustion technique. I think I'll just play a Chocobo here, maybe. I'm pretty sure they'll just happily Slag Storm a Scavenging Ooze, but if I play a Chocobo and then I draw a land, I get to go... Oh no, I have a Fabled Passage in the graveyard. Huge. So let's play the Chocobo, and then I get to go Ice Till and go crazy next turn. Wait on the Skoos. Ral Crackling Wit. Pretty good draw for them. Makes an otter. Fabled Passage. Just go for this. Start forcing some chumps on the otter here. And we get to resolve a Holomerk Siege this turn. Mill over an Esper Origins. Let's fucking go. Swamp. I could even kind of do the funny thing here, which is choose the mode I never choose. I'm going to do it. Why not? Choose the mode I never choose. Give attacking creature 1/1 in menace. Deal with the Ral forever. Seems okay. I never pick that mode, but in this exact moment when it is kill Ral, why not? Why not? Seems fine. Combustion technique, but they're down to just a Slag Storm. And I have a menacing Ice Till here. Finally chose Abzan from downtown. Are there enough creatures to eat to outgrow Slagstorm? Yes. So we'll go for the Skoos. There's really nothing they can do about this at this point, I think. Might as well double fetch. Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Might as well leave some basics in the deck, I think. Exile Saz's Chocobo. I don't have to do this right now, but I might as well just show them that, like, I'm not scared of your shit, dog. Go for an Esper Origins. Everything's bigger than their Slagstorm here, and some good hits on top. We get to draw this Holomark Siege and hold up a Maelstrom Pulse next turn. Slagstorm looking kind of silly with it. Not really sure why that's here. They get to go for the Storm Chaser's talent because I tapped out of Skoos, but I really don't think this matters. Maelstrom Pulse the Otters. Put them to bed. All right, nice. 1-1. First real challenge we've come across. Although, I guess, you know, the Dimir list brought us to game 3 as well. I think we were kind of in control the whole game here. Looked pretty good. Gonna run it back as far as the sideboard is concerned. It's called Everything Pizza, and it's not very good. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Opponent discards a card, 3 damage to target, and 3+1/+1 counters on a creature for 2+ Wooburg. So what's this? Is there like an actual synergy for having a ton of pizzas though? Matt, are you calling me a sucker dog or my opponent? Let's go ahead and mulligan this. Ugh. Getting got by the demolition field a little bit. Yeah, let's keep going down. Okay. If there is a hand that is good at 5, it's something like this. I think what we do... Maybe we just go fully proactive. Keep Holomark Siege and double Chocobo. Early Duress is kind of good if we had more resources to follow it up. Hex is a little scary. Skipping on the Hex is a little scary if they have a Gran. Maybe we do something like this. Kind of the problem with the Duress is we can't turn 1 Duress and turn 2 Holomark Siege. Maybe it's this, where we get to turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Chocobo land, and then what? Yeah, maybe it's this. Keep our options open. If they have Gran turn 1, we can deal with it. Another Chocobo. Let's go for the quick Duress here. Artist Talent, Monument. I mean, with the way their hand is situated right now, they're really relying on the talent to filter away these extra lands, I think. Let's just grab the talent here. Kind of feeling silly. Oh, well, there's a Gran. Not feeling silly anymore. Not feeling silly at all. I might as well blight this Requiting Hex for a little extra life. Because they're going to kill my Chocobo anyway. You know what I mean? They're going to kill my Chocobo anyway. And they do. Okay, so we're kind of at a standoff here. Bitter Triumph, not particularly relevant. Could be good. Honestly, if we just hit another land and can start firing up the Bossing Say, I think we'll be feeling pretty good. Monument on the field, 2 cards in hand. Storm Chaser's Talent. Kind of a nice hit for them. Land. Swing for 2. No real pizza synergy, says Jace there. Well, that's a damn shame. And the food synergies aren't that good generally in Standard either. In my experience. I'm still trying to make that 2-mana squirrel work. I don't know why. There's a Ral. Okay. Unlocks our Bitter Triumph. Oh. Well, Ral is just dead now anyway. So that's not so bad. They get to trigger their Monument twice. Yeah, I mean, I guess this makes sense. We can Bitter Triumph the Otter if they have removal. Ice Till. Not a great draw quite yet. I guess I don't have to do this yet. Let's go ahead. Commit 2 attackers to Ral. It's just the safest thing. Pass it back to him. So far, so good. Yeah, Manila, I'm not so sure. I think having to mold a 5 really hurts us. We need a consistent sort of source of card advantage at this point. And with their Storm Chasers talent situation, it's looking pretty good for them, right? Could be close. Accumulate Wisdom is back-breaking, dude. We did have to mold a 5, though. I mean, those first 2 hands were not it. Slagstorm. Okay. Well, they're burning a lot of resources here. After an Accumulate Wisdom, maybe we are in this. Pick your poison. Deal with the monument here. That's pretty good. We could also deal with the Storm Chaser's talent. It's actually kind of close. It's actually kind of close, because if I leave the Storm Chaser's talent, they're just going to activate it and keep going anyway. But maybe they don't have any fuel. No, I mean, they have the Agna Kela. Gotta be the monument. GG Kid, Accumulate Wisdom ends the game, yeah. Wrote that before the Ral hit the board. Now the Accumulate hit looks real grim. Agreed. Been going between your stream and texting my wife. I sent no pizza synergy to her. Yeah, I often find that I don't have a whole lot of pizza synergy with my wife either. Jace either. Even today, I was just like, let's fucking get pizza for dinner. You know what would be fucking sweet? Let's get pizza for dinner. And she was like, eh. Ice Tail on the field. Mill over a Vivian Reed. Well, folks, I'm thinking that's all she wrote. Another Storm Chaser's talent. No clear path to victory. No way to manage a board at this point in our list. I mean, if we top deck exactly like Maelstrom Pulse and can kill all of these Storm Chaser's talents, maybe. Let's go ahead and arrest this. Another Slagstorm. Weird. Yeah, I'm just dead. All right, 3-1. Taken down by the lessons. That's how it goes. Can't win them all. That's right. That's what I always say. I only hang out with winners. I'm out of here. Bye, Matt. I love you. What's your favorite pizza toppings? We always go with, so we're agreed as far as like the toppings go. We typically go with bacon pineapple, and I don't want to hear it. I do believe firmly pineapple belongs on pizza, but I'm not just like a pineapple purist either. I like jalapeno and sausage and whatever. I'm really not that picky. It's more so just like the timing of it, because I think I could eat pizza almost every meal of my life, and she likes to set limits, reasonably so. I think I'm gonna go with the Chocobo line here. Just lead on a Bossing Say. I could lead on a Fabled Passage Fetch and then go turn to Chocobo plus Intimidation Tactics. Actually, that's maybe better. Maybe I should have done that in retrospect. Not punished for it, thankfully. See if this is any good. Turn 1 Flitterwing Nuisance. Riddler, Enduring Curiosity. Well, I'm not that equipped to beat Enduring Curiosity, but I think I can beat a Riddler long term. So let's just take the Enduring Curiosity. They'll get to redraw next turn, but I think that's fine. Pineapple pizza white or black colored, like on the colored pie? To me, pineapple pizza is probably like gruel, right? I don't know. Feels a little gruel, a little bit of nature, a little bit of hogs and fruit. I don't know. Something about that feels gruel. I think I have to Just Bitter Triumph this Flitterwing nuisance. I guess I can plan to do it on their turn when they go for the activation. Grab a Swamp. We get to discard this Esper Origins. Place nearby makes a really good margarita pizza. Fuck yeah. I do love a margarita. 2 damage. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and deal with this. Set up the Esper Origins. Keep them off of future options. A little small potatoes for the Bitter Triumph, but I think it's usually best to preemptively deal with their flyers to reduce the effectiveness of their future, like Kaitos and Enduring Curiosities and stuff. Tactics is a pretty good draw here. I think I'm okay with ripping this. This could whiff, or they could have something to flash in. Flash in a Tidebinder. Okay. And otherwise whiff, but that's pretty okay for us here. They do still have to deal with the Chocobo. What's the difference between Canadian bacon and bacon? Canadian bacon's really more like a ham. That's been my experience. Often it's like a cured ham. Perhaps others in the chat could back me up on that one. There's a pizza place from my hometown that has a Hawaiian heat pizza that has Canadian bacon, bacon pineapple, jalapeno, red onion, barbecue sauce, and chili oil drizzle on motherfucking top. It's very good. Fuck yeah, dude. That is exactly what I'm all about. Happy to trade off the Scoos here. We have another one. Keep the damage from stacking up there. I mean, they get to resolve a Riddler next turn, and we don't have a clear out to that, but Earthbender Ascension, pretty good draw here. Yeah, I guess we just jam. They're definitely going to shoot the Sheriff on the Chocobo, but this is one of our better hits. Opens up the Esper Origins next turn. And then we've actually like managed to accumulate a lot of material to exile with Scavenging Ooze. So as far as like the life total game goes, we're looking pretty good in the future there. It's just a matter of how good is this Riddler going to draw for them, I suppose. And they can't get down to 1 card before casting this, so it's only a single draw. Hollowmurk Siege is a great hit. I think I'd rather just go for the Esper Origins first, though. Try to hit another land. Ooh, do we just leave a Bitter Triumph on top? We're not going to draw it right now. It's kind of crazy not to take this, right? Kind of crazy not to take this, because we could just whiff anyway. I'm telegraphing that I have this Bitter Triumph, which is a little maybe not ideal. They're going to be able to draw 2 off this Flitterwing nuisance here. Shout out the pepperoni pizza on stream. Shout out. OG, keeping it real. Sephiroth. What? Anyone else see that coming? I resent my nation being dragged into pizza toppings. We don't eat that weird ham all the time. Nah, mean? Is that what that was? Nah, mean? Nah, mean? I don't think I've ever seen that written out. Draw a Bitter Triumph. Okay. What's more important here? It's probably just get everything on the field. Get the Hollowmurk Siege on the field. Go for the counter. Bitter Triumph. The Riddler. Trigger their Esper, or trigger their Sephiroth, and then cast a Scoos here. We go Hellbent, but I think we actually also hit them. Is that crazy? This opens up the option of like this Anthem next turn being meaningful. We'll get a redraw on Hollowmurk Siege. We'll be able to cast an Esper Origins. They have a grip full of cards. That's really the only thing that concerns me. Keep climbing the arcade cabinet. You get an emo. Oh, appreciate ya. Arcade cabinet. Keep climbing the arcade cabinet. Oh. Clicking. I think, okay, keep clicking. The screen? No blocks. Appreciate you, Otter Jones. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. I get a draw from Holomerk Siege because they put a stun counter on my swamp. Okay. Shout out also to the fabled Cabbage Pat, one of the OG legends of the channel. Hell yeah. I wonder if anyone would appreciate the running story there. Thank you for saying that, Munello. That's funny. Do we have a fabled passage? We do have a fabled passage. I've already played one land. I think I have to kill the Kaito. Well, the Skoos has trample. So we go Ice Till, fabled passage, fetch a forest, level up the Skoos, trample over their stuff if they block, kill Kaito, and then am I dead on the following turn? They attack. Say they don't block. They attack. I have an Ice Till to defend with, and I'm at 7 life. They drain me for 1, possibly. Alternatively, I could just hold back blockers. Keep clicking. I think it'll change color. Like, click on the screen itself. Or just anywhere on the cabinet. I could also postpone this fetch. I could have delayed the fetch. Yeah, I guess I don't have to go for this now. And I could have possibly drawn on their turn. Probably a small mistake. I think I'm going to commit to attacking the Kaito here, though. I don't know. I'm not feeling great. Not feeling great about this. I'm turbo clicking. Can you hear it? Can you hear my turbo clicking? They're going for the double block. I think this is wrong. I think they may come to regret this. I could be wrong, though. They lose everything. They drain me for 2. They have a Sephiroth on the field. They have to, like, kill my Ice Till and play a creature and sack it to Sephiroth here. No, I go to 4. Okay, well, that probably means I am dead. If they just kill my Ice Till, I'm dead. Redraw off the Quantum Riddler. Blood Pit's Drowner. Sack the Drowner, and I'm dead. Okay. We can beat this. We can beat this. It's always hard to tell what to bring in as far as the hand interaction goes here because they have a pretty solid mix of creatures and non-creatures. Sephiroth, Riddlers. Riddler makes me want pick your poison, at least a couple maybe. Answers an early. Dream Beaver, perhaps, or Spyglass Siren. Duress. Tactics. Maelstrom Pulse is a little expensive. I kind of feel like everything else we have is good. Being on the play is going to help a lot. A couple Tactics, perhaps. Maybe we want a couple Duress as well. And then go down like an Earthbender Ascension and an Ice Till. Skoos is a little weak to what they're doing, though. Requiting Hex. They might bring in Spell Snares. Maybe not super important here. Yeah, 2 tactics, 2 duress, you know. I don't know. It feels right sometimes. It's like, it's in Maro's hands, you know. Can't complain about this. Lead on a cottage here. Keep our options open for next turn. Hollow Merc Siege. Well, I'm going to play around Spell Snare. Just go for the Chocobo into Duress here. Requiting Hex on my little guy. See what you got. Kaito. Yeah, see, there's the risk. You could just whiff. The rest of their hand is just all creatures, right? But being able to manage Kaito out of the hand before it gets on the field really simplifies the game, too. Pretty happy with that result. Wan Shi Tong, main phase. Interesting. Well, we do have this Requiting Hex. It probably makes sense to just hex the Wan Shi Tong and fetch so that we guarantee get to... You know, this Fabled Passage is not that relevant outside of hitting our 4th land drop anyway. We can probably just go, like, Esper Origins here, you know what I mean? Or just, like, cast a Hollow Merc Siege. I don't think this is doing anything. Let's go for the Esper Origins. Try to set up our next land drop. That's pretty good. Go like this. Play our Fabled Passage and pass. And then we can hex the Wan Shi Tong, fetch, do everything we need to do later. They could Tidebinder my fetch, which would be a little annoying. So let's wait to fetch on their turn. Play Hollowed Merc Siege. Plan to hex the Wan Shi Tong and pass. Bitterbloom Bearer. That is going to get out of hand with the Sephiroth. Maybe I just tank one fetch here and just plan to kill this Bitterbloom Bearer. I actually think I need to kill the Bitterbloom Bearer. We can wait on this fetch, you know what I mean? If I just draw another land, it's not really a problem. Yeah, I don't really know. Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. Another Fabled Passage. I'm going to go for this. See what they do. If they Tidebinder it, I'll be very sad. They don't Tidebinder it. They get a redraw. But we can tank the first redraw, I think. I think it makes sense to me to go for the Esper Origins here. Take another Ice Till. I think I like that. Put another land in the graveyard. I'm feeling okay. I mean, if they tap out for like an Enduring Curiosity, I'm not going to be particularly thrilled, I guess. They do absolutely nothing. Incredible. I think that's pretty much the best outcome we could ask for. Hits us for 2. Shocks themselves. Goes from doing nothing to shocking themselves. Passing. Saws his Chocobo. Okay, well, we're getting our powerful synergies popping off here. Hollow Merc Siege. We can go for a Chocobo into Ice Till. I guess I could swing first, but I think I want to make use of this green mana. Play a Forest. Tidebinder, presumably on the Ice Till here. Tidebinder on the Ice Till. Go ahead and swing at them. Start putting some pressure on. Kind of feeling like a scenario where we might fire up the Restless Cottage and go for a big Alpha Strike next turn. They're at 12. It's not that healthy. And they need a lot of answers now. In a pretty solid position here. Swings for 2. Sephiroth. Yeah, I still don't understand this one. I guess it makes sense with the Bitter Bloom Bearer, but what else? Right, you're just like, you're not sacking anything. I guess it gains them some life over the course of the game. I could fetch here, go for a redraw, but then they'd get to draw. Seems better to just kind of hang out where we're at. I think I'm kind of okay with firing up the Restless Cottage. We can draw first and then decide. Draw off the Hollowmark Siege. Earthbender Ascension. Bitter Triumph. Bitter Triumph for the Wanchi Tong, and then we get to just start going crazy. Yeah, that makes sense to me, especially after drawing this Earthbender Ascension. I don't think we need the Restless Cottage anymore. Go for this. See what they decide to do. Trigger the Sephiroth. Trample on these boys. So then we fetch, play an Ice Till, and then go crazy. Or do they have another Tidebinder for this? Another Wanchi Tong. Okay. That's fine. Maybe they were holding another Wanchi Tong and that's why they skipped. Yeah. Seems to be the case. Can I kill them anyway? Probably not. I can nearly force them to block, though. If I just, like... I mean, I can force them to block. If I just Fabled Passage, fetch, Restless Cottage. I could also just... Let's just play another Ice Till and play some land, like an extra land out of our graveyard. That's not so bad. I might as well play a Fabled Passage, give me the option to fetch on their turn if I want to. Yeah, I think they just need too many answers at this point. I think they just need too many answers. Well, I feel like we found ourselves a game 3, which is nice. 2-2 Wanchi Tong, not really going to be too impactful here. They could have like a Day of Black Sun to try to reset things here, but with an Esper Origins in the graveyard, Earthbender Ascension, Restless Cottage, them being at 3, most importantly, I don't think they can come back from this. And if they do have Day of Black Sun, they turn off their Sephiroth in the process. Swing in with the Wanchi Tong. Cycle Intimidation Tactics. Desperation Mode. Shocks themselves. Okay. Shocks themselves. Shoot the Sheriff on an Ice Till. Trigger Sephiroth. Draw another Ice Till. I mean, can't I just like fetch? I guess I really want, at all costs, I want to avoid fetching. So maybe I just fire up the Restless Cottage and Alpha Strike here. Because if I fetch, maybe they draw into something good. I think this is just a safer line, probably. I guess I get to redraw off of a land drop first. It's annoying that it's a Fabled Passage, but... Scoos. That's not a bad draw, actually. Gives me some options after this attack goes through. Bloodpit's Drowner. Hellbent at 2 life. Taps the Saz's Chocobo. I guess we just swing with the Cottage here then, because they could just trade my... Well, the Ice Till is dead in the water anyway. I think I might as well swing with Ice Till. Exile their Kaito. I would love it if they blocked with the Wan Chi Tong. They block with the Wan Chi Tong. Huh? I guess if they do this and I don't kill the Sephiroth flips. But do I care if Sephiroth flips? If I get to like actually start fetching? And well, does he even flip? This'll die, this'll die. This'll die, this'll die. Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I care. I need to be able to fetch. Especially with the Scoos in hand. Him big, but we have avenues to gain life. Hallelujah. Get to fetch again. Only swamps left in the deck. A little awkward. Play the Scoos. Plan to fetch on their turn. Let's activate Scoos now to play around a Tishana's Tidebinder. I probably should have fetched in their upkeep for a similar reason, but feeling okay. The One-Winged Angel, 5/5, pretty big. Not quite big enough. Lots of creatures in the graveyard at this point. If they draw into an answer for the Scoos, maybe they're back into this, but I don't think so. I don't know. We have a food to sack. We have an Esper Origins to play. We can fight back on life total a little bit. Letting the timer run. Tatsunosuke. Wasn't there someone in my chat earlier named Denwa? I forgot to mention that. Denwa, you still here, bro? Did you name yourself Telephone on purpose? Tax. 5 in the air. Go for a fetch. See if they have a Tidebinder. Grindy ass game. Abzan Siege is going to win this. I can feel it in my bones. Oh, okay. Good called shot. Yeah, seems like a way out. Intimidation Tactics, not the worst draw. Not great. Well, we're almost certainly going to Earthbender Ascension anyway. Moshi Moshi. Let's go for the Earthbender Ascension. Annul. Fine. Well, they have to block the Scavenging Ooze. They'll gain a life. Well, they'll drain me in the process, but I gain 1,000,000 life. I mean, I just attack with the Ooze, right? Gain 1,000,000 life. I guess I don't even have to gain the life now. Just let this happen. Drain me. I'm gonna play around Tidebinder off the top here. Crack the food. A little more efficient than exiling stuff. Play a Restless Cottage. Get our redraw. I guess I should have done that first. Demolition Field. Pass it back to ya. They get one draw. Show me the land. Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, that doesn't super matter. Let's say we have this one wrapped up. G frickin' G. G frickin' G. Okay. Made it to game 3. Grindy ass match. Take me back to green white cats. Am I right or am I right? Gosh, it's got to be intimidation tactics though, right? It's just much safer. Maybe Maelstrom Pulse now that we know they have that sort of fairy sub plan. Deadly cover up could be okay. Pick your poison seems a little less good knowing they're on Bitter Bloombearer. Yeah, maybe we just run it like this. Is this just back to completely being unboarded? I think this is no. We got the Maelstrom Pulses for a couple scoozes. Let's go 3 and 3. Try it like that. Gosh, the Sephiroth with the fairies is pretty scary, actually. Try it like that. Try it like that. Not feeling supremely confident, but this is what we have. For all the marbles, match 5 on the line of a traditional standard event. Could go 4 and 1, could go 3 and 2. What about one duress for the cold shot on Kaito? They have it every time. That's true. I like your logic. Well, I'd say this is like nearly the perfect hand. Very, very good. Lead on our tactics. Double Kaito. Bitter Bloom Bearer. Hey. At least we got the bearer. We can Bitter Triumph the nuisance. Keep them off of turn 3 Kaito. And then we have Maelstrom Pulse if they manage to resolve a Kaito sometime in the future. I guess I'll do this Bitter Triumph in their upkeep. Play around a Spell Snare right now. And I actually could also discard a card here, right? I could discard this Fabled Passage because I'm going to be firing off this Earthbender Ascension. I have the Ice Till in hand. We can Maelstrom Pulse both of their Kaitos when they're both on the field. Earthbender Ascension. Do we dodge a Tidebinder? It looks like we do, so I'd say we're pretty much in the clear here. Feeling like we're in a really good spot. I guess if they have Requiting Hex is fine. If I was gonna say if they have a Flood Pits Drowner, we could be absolutely fucked there. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Ninjas you control get +1/+1. Have another Earthbender Ascension. We could just start threatening Kaito. Could go for Ice Till here. Get big advantages that way. Start building up the Earthbender Ascension. It's gotta be Ice Till. And then next turn, Earthbender Ascension becomes that much more deadly. Like an actually hasty big threat, right? And if they want to spend their turn stunning my Ice Till, then that's probably fine. I guess they kind of have to. No need to hold up the fetch here, I think. Let's just send it again. Play around Tishana's Tidebinder. I'm not sure that they would do it on their turn anyway, but better safe than sorry, I think. Pass it back to you. Although, on the other hand, holding the Fabled Passage plays around Strategic Betrayal, but we haven't seen that so far. Okay, doing the Ninja Swap. That's like pretty fine for us. Did they even... Oh, they tapped my Ice Till. Okay. Doing the Ninja Swap. That's fine. We can threaten to kill their Kaito with Earthbender Ascension, Earthbent land. And then also play a Saz's Chocobo beforehand. And if any part of this fails, we have a Maelstrom Pulse. Feeling firmly in the driver's seat here. A million triggers. I mean, anytime you have double Earthbender Ascension on the field, I'm sure all of you have felt this pain of your opponent doing this to you. It's just absolutely disgusting. And the fact that it's hasty, right? That hasty element to it is really underrated. Swing at the Kaito. It goes through. It's good. Great. So let's just play this Restless Cottage then, I think. Opens up that option next turn. Bitter Bloom Bearer. For new Kaito, I mean, kind of their only option at this point is try to just get me. But I think I kind of just get them next turn, right? A million big trampling creatures. They could ninjutsu new Kaito and tap down my Demolition Field. They might have to ninjutsu Kaito and tap down Demolition Field. I'm actually kind of surprised they're not going for that. Oh, it looks like maybe they are. And then they get to replay the Bearer. They don't tap down Demolition Field. Dog. I think you're dead. I think you're done and dusted, bro. I think you're fucking out of this game, dude. Surveil. Tapped starting town. 2 mana available. Back to me. Bitter Triumph. Okay. Let's fire up the cottage here. We get to hold up a Bitter Triumph through all of this. Play a Fabled Passage. They could drown one of my guys. And they scoop it up. Great. 4-1. Pretty solid run. Pretty solid run. Got ranched by Is It Lessons. Awesome. Deck looked pretty good. Played against a lot of weird decks though, so maybe not the best data overall. But our synergies looked strong. Definitely buried our opponents in card advantage a lot of times. Had sort of that classic unstoppable like Earthbender Ascension board several times. 4-1. Let's open some packs. Yeah, I can't be too upset about that, right? Check out these turts. Ninja Teen. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life for 3 mana. Creatures you control have 1/0 and Menace. Creature cards in your graveyard have Sneak. I mean, that part's interesting, but pretty expensive up front. I can't imagine this doing anything. And a rare wild card. The best thing you could get out of a Ninja Turtles pack, possibly. All right, folks, that was fun. Well, I said I would stream till 5, so happy to do that. Let's maybe hop on the ranked ladder. Let's check out a little Jund Deserts. How does that sound? Do it live. I'm currently somewhere in Diamond, maybe like Diamond 3 or Diamond 2. I would like to... I mean, obviously, I'd like to hit Mythic at some point. I'm not really rushing for it. My last couple videos... Well, the one I just released today, Teamer Eshki. Yeah, that list did not look very good. Lost a lot of matches with that. And then the one that I am bloodbending. The one that I am releasing tomorrow. Spoilers. It went fine. It went fine. The first match, if you're gonna watch anything with that that video tomorrow, definitely watch the first match at the very least, because and then you could watch the rest. It goes okay. It goes okay. The record's not bad. The deck doesn't look that bad, but the first match it looks great, and then it looks okay outside of it. I won't spoil what it is, but it was pretty interesting. I'm for real though. If I'm being totally honest with y'all out there, I'm running out of ideas. I need wild cards, and I don't want to make every video Jund Deserts, but I think I'm gonna be revisiting some old decks probably in the future. I'm gonna be doing some sort of forced creativity. Oh geez, what is this turn 2? What is this turn 2? I guess I have to play toward the Free Strider lookouts, just blocking and being good. I could also Lightning Strike. That seems like a waste of time. Revisiting some ideas, some deck ideas, doing some forced build challenges, like budget builds, right? I think I had some decently successful budget build videos in the past, and I feel like it could be fun to revisit that, specifically maybe with the restriction of like budget build that is also good through rotation. Rotation is still like a year away-ish, but coming up. Cosmic Grand Zenith. Holy shit, this start is insane. Yeah, I can't beat this. The 3-4 on the Sage of the Skies, that's a death knell. That is a death knell. What a crazy start. Bringing the Slag Storms, specifically in here for this matchup. Yeah, game's over. Turn 3. We want a couple Grievous Wounds. I'm on the Grievous Wound tech because of there has been a lot of this white life gain sort of mid-rangey synergy. It's not inherently life gainy, but they gain a lot of life, so our burn has not been going the distance quite as much. Bring in the Deadly Cover-Ups. There's always Bant Cats. What does green give you? Jay Sather? Answer me. Answer me. Bring in the Bitter Triumphs. Let's go down. Burst Lightning is good at answering Momo. I feel like I like to cut the Hired Claws here. I almost always end up cutting the Hired Claws in creature matchups. Lightning Strike's okay. Nova Hellkite's fine-ish. I kind of see Grievous Wound and Nova Hellkite as very similar. Nova Hellkite's good into like the is-it lists, and Grievous Wound is better into like white decks. I might as well go up a full play set of the Grievous, or all 3 Grievous Wounds here. Nova Hellkite is fine. That's just not really the way we win these games, I think. We kind of have to hit a Deadly Cover-Up and then just grind them out that way. Cut a Green Blade. Cut a Vibrance. Cut a couple Lightning Strikes, because they don't kill Cosmic Grand Zenith. They kill Halia. Try it like that. Vibrance should have been a dog. True. Giant Growth. Okay, splash into green for Giant Growth. I don't think you people really want to see that. I don't think y'all want to see that. I'm going to keep this. There's no interaction, but we get the luxury of being on the play. And this is a good card in this matchup, actually, just being able to block there. Sage of the Skies pre-buff. Vibrance kind of is a dog, right? Yeah, but it doesn't have the dog typing. It definitely should have had the dog typing. And why, by the way, in the history of Magic, have dogs gotten the short end of the stick as far as tribal support goes? They're like, as far as standard legal like dog tribal cards go, it's been like 1 or 2 in the history of Magic. I feel like I could be wrong, but Cats gets a decent amount of support. Where are my dog homies at, you know? I know there are like dog cards in EDH, I guess, but not much of an EDH player here. Okay, they're probably... Wow, Vibrance. Well, this is shaping up really nicely. Offspring the Iridescent Vine Lasher. I'm going to play around the Get Lost here. Mr. Lucky says, no, we do want to see it. You want to see Bant Cats splashing green for Giant Growth? No. I'm not going to debase myself. I will not debase myself. If you want to see Azorius cats, I'd be happy to explore that. Bant, perhaps not so much. Well, we get to do the thing. Let's go for the backwoods here, and then next turn we can look out and hold up the burst lightning to double trigger the lookout on their turn. Anytime I do this, I feel like I'm like guaranteed to win the game. I don't know if anyone else has actually like built this on Arena and started testing it and can attest that it just feels so good to untap with a lookout on an open board, or like play a lookout on an open board and get its triggers going. There is a giant growth card with a dog on it, but is there one with a cat? I don't know. But that's not like a dog tribal card. Simic cat's just the blue cats plus giant growth. I don't think y'all want to see this. I don't actually think y'all want to see this. Double Sage of the Skies. I don't know. I think we just kind of go for this. They're gaining life, but as far as like long-term payoff goes, I think it makes sense to me to do this first and then Vibrance later, you know? We can just play a Pit of Offerings here. Go crazy on the triggers. I guess if they have a Cosmograin Zenith, we're not feeling super good about that. I guess I'll kill the Momo on upkeep. Kill the Momo. Trigger the lookouts. Let's take a Restless Ridgeline. I know people say mathematically, like, fetching lands out of your deck, it has a very minimal quote-unquote deck thinning effect. But at a certain point, with the amount of lands that this list pulls out of its deck, it's got to have a real impact on the math, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands out of the list already. Which means we have 16 left in the deck. So in the beginning, we were nearly 50% to draw a land as our draw, but now we're like 1/3. Sage of the Skies, Cosmic Rain Zenith, Halia. I guess we double block here. Deck thinning is still deck thinning. Yeah. But like a single fetch is mathematically not particularly relevant. It's something, but it's not the best. I don't know. Do I wipe the board here? Fire up the Restless Ridgeline, swing in. I could fire up the Restless Ridgeline. They don't block. It'd be nice to take all the Cosmic Rain Zeniths out of their deck, or maybe all the Sages of the Skies. They have a lot of Halias in the exile. I guess we just kind of play toward like eventually drawing a Grievous Wound, right? Let's go play a land. Trigger the lookout. Hit a Restless Cottage. That's nice. Attack. And then either they block. Let's just attack here. Because I kind of want them to block this. It's kind of a win-win for me if they block. They either block or take the damage. Yeah, something is still more than nothing, but one card, I don't know. kind of wanted them to block. Feels like there's still too much ready in exile for cover up to be wasted yet. Yeah, that may be true. Maybe I just go for the Vibrance here. Threaten kind of a nice attack next turn with my man lands and all the mana I have here. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna grab a. Oh, actually, I kind of like the Sandstorm Verge. Gives me some good options. Hit my land drop next turn. Maybe take them off of blockers. Aaliyah. Have you guys played against this list much on the ladder? I've been running into it with increasing frequency. And I gotta say, it looks pretty strong. I mean, the grind is nearly endless. It makes me wonder, if it's any good into mono green landfall. It must be kind of good. Because they have some really busted openers, and mono green landfall doesn't really interact too much in the first few turns. What up, HVTNZ? Appreciate you stopping by. I've seen you in the comments. You've had some nice things to say. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Big board. A little warped. A little warpy. Swinging in. I guess we give up a Lizard, although Lizard is guaranteed crime for the future. Actually, can I just kill them next turn? Is that crazy to think about? Play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fire up both of my man lands. Trigger crime. They go up to quite a healthy life total here, but I can force them to block with a Halia maybe. I guess I just trigger crime by hitting him with the Restless Cottage. I think I have to block. This is Jun Deserts. Welcome, yes. This is Jun Deserts. We just got done playing a traditional standard event with the Golgari Hollowmurk list. Went 4-1. And now we're here just on the ranked ladder. Probably for another match or two. Giving up Vibrance for the cover-up? Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel necessarily pressed to go for that quite yet. I could be wrong. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fire up the Restless Cottage at the very least here. I don't think I'm ready to commit the Deadly cover-up, but I want to trigger a crime, swing with Vibrance in the Restless Cottage, get a food, give myself a little extra cushion, and then maybe end up giving up the Free Strider Lookout as a blocker here. I'm thinking they might block with Halia. They're kind of considering it. That wouldn't be the worst result for us. Maybe it would. They're doing math. They don't block. Okay. Pass it back. There's no way they have lethal here, right? Through a blocker and a food. 2 blockers and a food. The life gain really hurts me here. Yeah, it's all over the ladder. All over the ladder. And the life gain really hurts. That's why I'm on the grievous wounds in the sideboard. Springleaf Drum. Do they have... I guess they could have a Get Lost. Maybe I should have fired up the Ridgeline. No, I think this is okay. Let's just block their biggest thing here. Because if they have an instant speed effect and put counters on everything, and they have air temple here, let's just avoid dying. Oh shit, is this like... Oh, okay, some kind of sneak effect, yeah. Nice. I was gonna say, there's that sneak card in white that puts 3 1/1s on the field, right? Leonardo I can survive. Go to 3. See what they recommit to the board. Might just be nothing. We have enough evidence now. Another Momo. Yeah, it's really doing a lot of powerful things, Munello. You're right. I mean, some crazy openers combined with seemingly endless card advantage. Authority of the Consuls, I don't care about that really. But we've kind of ground them out here, I think. We have enough mana to Deadly Cover Up and swing with our Restless Cottage. Start putting more foods on the field. I'm leaning toward like taking all of the Zeniths out of their deck. Just the card that is capable of producing the biggest boards the most quickly. There's a Grievous Wound. Interesting. There's no way they're just dead to the Grievous Wound, right? I don't have enough mana for that. Let's go Deadly Cover Up first. Take a look at what's in their hand. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Ba-da-da-da. I can take them off of Future Halia. I think Cosmic Grand Zenith makes sense to me. Hand is Pixie and Seamrip. Huge. Take a look at their library. Playset of Get Lost. 1 Leonardo Voice. 2 Authority of the Consuls in the deck. Do they know I'm on Nova Hellkites? Do they know? I feel like they maybe know. Okay. I'm going to skip on the Grievous Wound for now and just hit him with the Restless Cottage. Get some foods going. Pass it back to you. Hold on to the land in case we draw a Vine Lasher. Halia. Farm Animal must be nice and green as well. Yeah. Agreed. A lot of cool tech here. Definitely my style of deck. I have nearly all of the cards for this in paper. Definitely interested. Maybe might be something that I end up bringing to a future RCQ if it stays like pretty strong in the meta. Or sorry, RC. Still not really sure where I want to go there. I'm almost 100% guaranteed to bring a deck of my own creation to an RC. I don't know. I don't like the idea of just like it feels very off-brand, I think, if I were to just like sleeve up a meta list, you know, even if it's strong. I think it's a better story if I show up and just play something that I made, like Jund Deserts. I don't know. Maybe I don't think I can see myself bringing Jund Deserts to an RC, but maybe the Golgari Holomerk list. Vine Lasher. Vine Lasher. Well, I'm not dead in the air necessarily. Let's go for the Vine Lasher. Oh, Authority of the Consuls. I guess I have to hold back a blocker if I have the mana to do that, and I do. Make sure I don't tap like a complete dipshit. This is fine. I can fire up the Restless Ridgeline to block. Yes. Begin the pings. I believe I'm putting my opponent to a cool 6 here. It's a cool 4. They're going to have to find an answer to this. They swing in. I mean, if they have a Get Lost for my man land, then it is GG. Block with the Ridgeline. Wow, we dodged a bullet. They did not see the sneaky Ridgeline. They don't gain life off of this. And I kind of think this might be it. They can seam rip a Vine Lasher, but I have double man lands to hit in with. Grievous Wound from down fucking town, baby. Nurturing Pixie. What you got? Pixie's up the drum. Tap for mana first, right? I don't know. Doesn't tap for mana first. Requiting Hex. They're tapped out. I could go for the style points here and just hit them with the Vine Lashers. Might as well. I could have also taken them off of blocks as well. Hit them with the Vine Lashers. From downtown. Double Grievous Wound. Wait. Huh? No, I'm an idiot! No! Cut the stream, cut the stream! I'm fucking stupid! Oh, the style points. Oh, the... No! That's okay. That's alright. Ack! Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. That's right, baby. Denwa, you're still here. Restless Cottage cry in the background. Throwing for the style points. And I'm fucking stupid in the end. I can't believe we had the win. Yeah. The style points. No. Oh, the shame. The shame. That's all right. We had the win, too. Okay, chalk it up for a game win, but it happens. Denwa, you're still here. Dude, you didn't answer my question. Did you hear me earlier ask if your name is just telephone? Thoughts? Opponent leads on a swamp. Conduit Pylons. Free Strider Lookout. Sure, we'll take it. Been watching in the back. Just had to chime in at the mistake. Are you a Japanese enjoyer, Denwa573? Let's go, baby. Cast an Outcaster Greenblade. Must have missed it. You study? You hit the Genki? Genki 1 and 2 on lock? Strategic Betrayal from Ziegler707. Let's go, dude. Well, things are going pretty smoothly here. Got a lot of mana out of the gate. A lot of crimes to commit. Mono black demons. Should be a pretty good matchup for us. Let's just go for a Pit of Offerings and commit a Nova Hellkite to the field, I think. Wasn't a misplay, it was just returning the favor to the opponent who missed the land blocking. That's right, dude. That's frickin' right. I might be feeding the Nova Hellkite into a board wipe here, but if they don't have an answer to it, then pretty much GG, I think. There's the Deadly Cover-Up, but I kind of think we have enough burn here, right? Over the course of a couple turns. Just have to dodge. Yeah, I guess in retrospect I could have just warped the Hellkite. Wrench, Speedway Saboteur. Took Japanese in high school and read some on the side in uni, but recently no. And I wish I could have taken Japanese in high school. We had Spanish, but I went to a very small school, so not a whole lot of language options. I'm on a steady, can read most manga without any major issues, and I'm happy with that. Awesome, dude. That's a great place to be. Do I care about Wrench? I think I'm just going to kick a Burst Lightning at their face. Put them to 5. Hey, another Burst Lightning. Huge. Some guys have all the luck. PJB says, my brother was fluent in Japanese and lived there a few years, but I only have a scuffed anime lexicon. Can't read at all. Reading is the tough part. I mean, 3 alphabets, thousands of kanji to learn. Thousands of kanji to learn. I don't know. It's just for English learners, Japanese is just the most foreign. That and Chinese and Korean, right? But the added complexity of like multiple alphabets to learn. Pronunciation pretty straightforward, right? That's a big pro. But a lot of hours studying to get competent. Are you winning, son? Otter Jones, you missed my most embarrassing moment on stream yet. Fortunately, every moment in life is fleeting, and we've moved on already. What do we want here? I think we want the cease and desist to manage their like real late game for core like Unholy Annex boards from getting out of hand. We probably don't need the Requiting Hexes generally, although they do kill demons. Bitter Triumph is just a little more flexible. Iron Claw is probably pretty good. Lightning Strike, I think I like it like this. Got raid now, so I gotta head out. Good luck with the gaming, sir. Appreciate you, Denwa. Catch you on the flippity flop, dude. I'll fire up the VOD and clip it, etc. Yeah, you can clip it if you want. Make a short out of it. I don't care. It was embarrassing, brother. We had a lethal, and I just like my hubris guided me toward the path of self-destruction, and completely through the game, through the match. HVTNZ. Earlier today, I was doing some experiments. I played Caballero, returning Doomsday, then later played Arden, getting Overlord, which milling me to dead. Yeah, there you go. Classic. Pretty good way to kill yourself. All right, pretty good hand here shaping up. A lot of lands, but we have some of our key 3 drops. Just lead on a Green Blade here. Grab a Jagged Barons. Kind of tends to be where I gravitate toward after opening hand. Be a shame if that moment was captured on video and got put into a compilation along with the others for the 1K subscriber special. I don't know. I don't know if the 1K subscriber special is happening. You know, at the very least, 1K probably will happen. I don't know if I'll have a 1,000 card deck, but maybe I'll do something. Um, my 200 subscriber special did not get 20 likes, folks. Part the veil a little bit. Part the curtain. Not that I'm complaining, really. Those decks are fun, but they're a little memey, you know. Tried Genki and remembering the kanji, but lost steam pretty quickly. Yeah, it's a lot of work. I am, however, almost fluent in Spanish, so there's that. At work, the majority of my team and the production team speak Spanish, so I usually spend about 8 hours thinking in Spanish. Wow. Good for you. That's hardcore. That is hardcore. I think I'm going to take this opportunity to try to hit them with the ridge line. A lot of lands in hand. Let's try to spread our resources out here. Start chipping away. We don't get to hold up removal with this line, but that's okay. That's hardcore. Yeah. I mentioned this in a video the other day, but my wife and I went to Japan last October, and just like having that for the first time in my life experience, like being in a country where English is not the predominant language, and having to speak largely in Japanese and explore the world through that lens. It's exhausting in a very unique way. For 1K, do a Millennium Calendar deck. Is that still in Standard? That's a great idea. We'll see if I hit 1K before Standard rotation, though. I'm pretty sure it's from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, right? That is a great idea, Otter Jones. They call him the idea guy. Another wrench. Throwing a wrench in my plans. I think I'm going to continue the Burst Lightning Their Face plan. Because if I just like draw a Nova Hellkite next turn, this looks pretty big brain, I think. I could... Do I have enough mana to Sandstorm Verge and Restless Ridgeline? Maybe I should have Restless Ridgeline last turn. I can Bitter Triumph and Restless Ridgeline, but I think they just block. I don't think that super matters. Let's hold up the Bitter Triumph, take them off of... I guess I can't really take them off of Demon. Let's just hold up the Bitter Triumph, I guess. I don't love it either way here. Oh, Nova Hellkite. Damn. Hard cast on the field. It was a shame the time limit is so tight that playing the 200 card deck was a bit difficult with the engine just chugging. Yeah, that I remember the first time I went searching through my library and I just failed to find because things were chugging and I was indecisive, and it's just like, yeah, not the most fun way to play Magic. Jay Sather says, English is my first language, but I did live in China for a couple years as a kid and then took Spanish in high school. I also worked in food for 9 years where a lot of people also spoke Spanish. Wow. Hitting me. I wonder if they have an answer for this Restless Ridgeline. I mean, I guess I better triumph the Sanctuary here. Growing up, Oh, they're completely tapping out. Okay, GG. For some reason, I had memorized a phrase in Spanish, en español, it was the only thing I knew how to say in Spanish, so hopefully you'll get a little laugh out of this. Let me see if I can dig deep into the well. Yo soy. No. Gato grande en mis pantalones. Something like I have a big cat in my pants. I don't know why I learned that. I feel like there was a tango in there, but I'm pretty sure tango is want in Spanish. Oh, in Chile, not China. That makes a lot more sense. Tengo gato grande en mis pantalones. I don't know. Anytime I start trying to speak Spanish nowadays, I end up thinking in Japanese a little bit. So lost that a little bit. Okay, Jund Desert's looking pretty good. What did y'all think about this Gruul firepower list from a recent video? Seemed pretty strong. Just a reminder, if you get too tilted, you can take a break and play Slay the Spire 2 out now in early parentheses mostly complete access. Okay, I mean, I'm completely down to do this. How many people out there are interested in watching me play Slay the Spire? Because I think I kind of see this one of two ways. My channel, for the most part, has been Tengo Tengo gato grande en mis pantalones. Quiero is one. Okay. That's true. Yo quiero Taco Bell. I think about this one of two ways. In the beginning, you know, I've posted basically nothing but Magic content, or rather, I've posted nothing but Magic content. My channel name is the Eric MTG, kind of sending these clear signals as far as the branding goes. Would it feel weird to start getting recommended me playing Slay the Spire in your feed, your YouTube feed or whatever, for those that are watchers or fans of the content I'm putting out? Alternatively, kind of considering making a separate channel just for the gaming content. I don't know. I feel like Slay the Spire is interesting because at the very least it's still like in the realm of strategy card game, right? But at the same time, I have to imagine a lot of people appreciate the fact that I'm just putting out Magic content. It's not, and more specifically Standard content. So at the end of the day, I guess I do what's fun for me, but contemplating whether I should just send it on my channel and mix it into my daily uploads, or as an independent thing, play it, upload it. I know nothing of Slay the Spire, however, the stream that I normally watch for MTG content is actually playing Slay the Spire right now. Parentheses Raven Shack. Okay. That is helpful. Going back, HVTNZ says, I am in the other way, Brazilian living in the UK, 8 years, doubt my English will be perfect. I bet it's pretty good if you've been living there for 8 years. You're here watching an English stream, typing in English. I mean, that's super advanced, dude, right? Cerveza, por favor. Probably keep MTG, but could do a TCG channel or something. Sincerely, I feel like it would be a bad idea for the metrics to do that on the main channel. Kind of my thought as well. Okay. Well, at the very least, I will record all of the Slay the Spire gameplay I do, and then post it all in one channel, but have the expectation you are starting from scratch on those videos views-wise. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly an option, but I think it's fine just making a separate channel, and I think that's what I'll do. And it won't be particularly polished content, but I want to play Slay the Spire. I want to put it out there, I suppose, and see if people are interested in that. So at the very least, expect a little bit of that in the future. I am excited to get into it. It probably won't be every Slay the Spire run I do, but maybe occasionally I'll just put out videos. All right, let's do one more match, and then I'm going to call it here. I do have F&M tonight. Any other F&M gamers in the chat? I feel like I didn't get a great response from that when I asked earlier. I'm planning on bringing Golgari Holomark, but probably will end up... it might be a TMNT draft. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's end with let's end with the Bright Glass Gear Hulk. It might be a TMNT draft. It might be standard, and if it's standard, I'll bring the Golgari Holomark. But anyone else going out for standard F&M tonight? Let me know what deck you're planning on bringing if you're going. Curious to hear about what's going on, what's happening. Every time I go to F&M near me, it's 80% Commander players. Yeah, Commander is crazy popular. Crazy popular. Same at my store, pretty much. Turn 1 Chocobo, double Seam Rip in hand. I think we can lead on a Prairie here. Playing Gruul Treasure at F&M's tonight. Let's fucking go. What does your list look like? You're doing like biotech specialist stuff, of course, right? I suppose we go for a Seam Rip on the Chocobo into a case to open up a Johnny's Pridemate next turn. Raven Shack started doing meme/short form content on his main MTG channel, and he thinks that it has messed up his algorithm/reach. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. I don't think I have the chops to be like a full-on variety kind of guy. Like, know thyself, you know what I mean? Go for a Voice of Victory. This just sets up all of our future plays the best. The green shell. Well, I'm fucked. But as a fun side thing for those that could be interested, I think it'd be fun to put some Slay the Spire content out there. Go for our Halia into a Johnny's Pridemate. I might just feed the Voice of Victory into the green shell to get a big Pridemate to start blocking with. Kind of the only out here I can imagine is we like end up beating them in with a Pridemate and then draw a Get Lost. Like, draw a Get Lost, kill the green shell, beat them down with a Pridemate. Solve the case. Get a little redraw going. Jay Sather says, I have a few LGSs near me. One runs Modern, one runs Standard. Luckily, the Standard shot fires almost every time because there are 8 to 12 regulars that shows up. Yeah, that's about the same boat I'm in. We do fire every time. Tends to be about 8 to 12. Yeah. Sapling Nursery. Okay. We can no longer win. Confirmed. Very jank. Valgavoth Onslaught is the top end with Gold Rush plus Pyrotechnic Performer along. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Valgavoth's Onslaught is an interesting card. It takes a lot of mana, but I am curious about that. Bring in the Cheeky House Mouse. Bring in the Split Ups. Go down a Gear Hulk. I'm not sure that I love the Gear Hulk in this matchup generally. It's pretty bad here. It does find the one of House Mouse, but go down a couple Voices. Everything else is pretty good. Probably cut a land now that we've kind of lowered our curve. Try it like that. Jay Sather says, I have a package that just got delivered today that has the last few cards I need for Is It Affinity, so I'll be running that next week at F&M. Okay, cool. Like the TMNT Affinity cards, like Krang and stuff. Double Split Up, enough lands to support it. I think this is pretty good. Lead on an Abandoned Air Temple here. Llanowar Elves. Virulent Emissary. Let's put this on green tapped and just pass. See how much they end up playing out here. I might go for a full-on Halia next turn. Badgermole Cub. Fetches. Get Lost. Get Lost is a pretty good draw. Let's commit the Halia to the field. Not feeling super good here. Tough matchup in general. Saz's Chocobo. I mean, the split ups might end up lining up well here. Tree Man Boo. 1535. Yo, yo. Just got back from here in F&M here in South Africa. Was playing standard random encounter at a Pioneer event and came first. You gotta elaborate on that. You gotta elaborate on that. Ugh. Did you mean to bring a standard list to a Pioneer event, or they just happen to be playing Pioneer and you're like, fuck it? Definitely been there before. I think I go for like a little more setup here. I could just kill the Earthbender Ascension. Maybe I have to hold up Get Lost. Let's play the case and then hold up Get Lost here. Play toward these double split ups. Green shell. Okay. Forest. 1, 2. I mean, their sapling nursery costs 2 after a fetch. That's crazy, man. Swinging in. So I can get lost the green shell and then destroy all tapped creatures here. That's not bad. Earthbender Ascension is a pain in my ass too, though. I mean, it's all kind of a pain in my ass, dude. Last cards, though, are some really nice foil Japanese retro bordered ginger brutes, foil Japanese lava spur boots, and foil Japanese map tokens. True boomer Magic player that plays with foils. Origin of metal betting on my Get Lost. No. Green white life gain. No. Well, I'm gonna have to hope that double split up is enough here. Maybe they'll get a little cocky after this one resolves and swing in with their Badgermole Cub and Green Shell next turn. It's kind of my only path to victory here. Virulent Emissary blocking eventually is kind of decent, but not through the trample on Earthbender Ascension. Overall, I think this is just going to be a tough matchup for this list. Leatherhead Swamp Stalker. Big fan of this card. I mean, 4 mana, 5/4 hexproof trample. Back in my day, this card's like nuts, right? We'll take this damage. It's not nuts. It seems fine for standard, which is funny to say, but back in my day, this card would have been insane. Continue the split ups. Play this Virulent Emissary, gain some life. Do they have another Origin of Metal Bending? No. Well, I kind of think I'm out of this one. They have access to a lot of trample here. Hard to imagine a scenario where we fight through all of this. Tough matchup. Tough matchup. I like this green-white list. It's fun to play. I don't think it's the strongest list in the world. Welp, indeed. TBH, your videos are very nice. You talk well. I follow a few other YouTubers, but you are one of the best to watch. Dr. Ruckus is also nice. I hope you guys reach your goals in the YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words. All right. Scoop it up. Folks, appreciate you coming out for the inaugural stream. Appreciate you coming out. Had a little fun run in the traditional standard event. Kind of got whooped on the ladder a little bit. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the videos. I'm going to call it here. Look forward to some future Slay the Spire 2 content, perhaps on a separate channel. Look forward to more standard decks in the works. Anything else to add? Any last minute topics to discuss? I don't have a lot of paper cards, so I was like, fuck it. The variance of the random encounter list means you sometimes win off one random encounter. Hell yeah. GG, see you next week for the weekly stream. Weekly stream? Do I have the energy for this? Maybe. I'll think about it. It'll either be next week or 2 weeks from now, but I'll let you know. We'll definitely keep this going. Cheers. Good luck at the games tonight. See you next Friday. All right. Maybe I'll see y'all next Friday. I'll let you know. Yeah, you know what? See you next Friday. Thank you guys for coming out. It was a lot of fun. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I will catch you next Friday. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.